I am in this dumping site along Mulai Road, and this road is this dumping site is near Bakasi IDP camp. As you are seeing, waste collectors are bringing it from. They used to carry the waste from homes and they will dump it here. And from what I'm looking right now, there's a lot of smoke which affects the health of the people living in this environment and the health of the people that are passing by. I'm going to ask these waste collectors how they are sustaining themselves with the work. And these kids, are they doing this as a job, or are they even going to school? Because this waste, everybody is responsible for his waste. And with the look of things, I don't think these kids have access to education, so they are taking this as something to sustain themselves.
Okay, tun yaushe kaka kana yin wannan
aikin nan zamani akwai wani da yake na rasu yau da wuce kwana kudu wayar da suwan sashi ne aka sani yanzu.
Okay, to kana ganin wannan aikin ya yake affecting, ya yake damun ka, yana damun ka lafiyan ka ko bayan?
A lafiya na yanzu baya damuna, don abin da ya samu yanzu wajen sharan da muke kawo wannan wajen kan hanya ne, hanyar kuma in damuna yayi muna shan wahala kan fita da shiga, shi yasa muke kawo wannan wajen kuma baya kawo matsala yanzu.
To amma da wannan sana'a kake biyan yaran nan ko?
Yaran nan su ma sun zo neman a jakutan su ne su ma ta.
Okay, sun zo neman a jakutan. Okay, to me za ka gaya gwamnati ga shi wannan bola da yana cikin anguwa ne kuma yana illata rayuwar mutane, me za ka gaya gwamnati? Muna so gwamnati ta yi mana taimako, ta gyara mana, ta nema mana wajen da za mu je bolan ba tare da wajen jama'a goma ba. Ba tare da wajen jama'a. Ya yake mun gode. Yawa.
Dumping site is in the residential area. At first, when I came to dumping site, I was thinking it's far away from where people are living, but now there's houses here and people are passing by a dumping site far away from the residential area.
Okay, so what I want to first ask you is, back then when I was young, I used to see a lot of places that are not allocated for waste disposal. There are a lot of places that people used to go and dump refuse there. But with the coming of this government, I see that there are a lot of transitions. Like these places have been washed away, or let me say carried away. What happened? Like what did the management did to make this happen?
Well, refuse disposal and refuse disposal and collection is a global problem. So during the inception of this government, that is what the previous, they have brought vehicles, about 40 of it, with some gadgets, so that we station all these refuse collection centers. Some are cancelled due to the fact that people dump this refuse indiscriminately, and it's causing a hazard to the environment and to the entire resident of the areas. So we find it necessary to cancel all these refuse disposal sites, because some of these places is not designated by government, like open space. Some people just find that vacant land, maybe for recreational activities or a plot owned by a different individual. So people will find it very close to them, they will dump refuse on that. So by the exception of the government, we get about 1,000 pieces of galvanized refuse, distant refuse bin. We have 1,000 cubic meter dustbin, we call it RR. Then we have these 40 compacted trucks. So with this, we see it necessary that we have to control all these dump sites. That's why we send these vehicles to the areas where we find it that people are very densely populated, like the post centers of the town, so that we can control indiscriminate dumping. So that's why you are seeing all these places now, they are being controlled because of these materials that we are using.
So I used to see that there are small kids that they used to collect waste from houses to these sites. What I want to ask is government doing something for those kids? Is there any incentive that have been paid to these kids, or they are just doing it on their own?
Well, this one they are doing it on their own, because in our laws everybody is responsible for his own refuse. But the government will provide the facilities. So when the facilities is very close to you, you are the person who will be responsible of taking your refuse to that point. That's why they engage these boys. This we call them Maiduguri. They are the people who are taking this thing, more especially during the days that they are free. So that's why they are doing it on their own.
So if you collect those refuse, if you bring it here, how do you manage it? Is there any machine that used to, is it control the refuse or something?
No, we doesn't bring the refuse to our office. Okay. We have dump site.
Okay.
So I can even cite one for you. If you like, you can go and see it. We have one dumping site at Damali, along Borno Road. We have one at this Bakasi, this depressed land. So we take the refuse there, it will decompose. So people will even claim their land with this refuse. But now UNDP has constructed one site for us along State University. So we have permanent dumping site there.
Okay. So will we be able to go and see how equipped this place is? Is it the machines, right? The machines.
No problem. You can see it. Yes, if you are interested, we can go so that you can see it.
Okay.
That is roll on, roll off. Yes. When it goes in the field, it will drop this bit. This is 1,000 cubic meter dusting. So when it placed in the area of concern, then after it fulls, the people will call us. Then the driver will go and pick it and take it to a final disposal site. This one is also 1,000 meter cubic. Dust. We place it on strategic places. If you go to this thing, if you go to post office, you will see it.
Yes,
if you go to Tashambama or Polo, you will see all this. So this is we leave it for public. So that when they dump it, we use that vehicle to go and see it. Yes. Compactor truck. It was donated by federal government. So you are seeing this. These are the holders that we attach to that 1,000 liter cubic meter dustbin. So when it holds it, it will drop the whole inside. Then this one that you are seeing, it will take the refuse and compact it inside. So we call it compactor trucks. So we have about 40 of it, 40 pieces.
Wow.
So we have this one. This is open truck. This one is used by payloader. This one payloader. When they can eat a bowl, so we are using this one. This we call it open trucks. It's also for refuse disposal, collection and disposal. One day can load one cheaper. Open trucks. So if
Is Maiduguri turning into a dump site? A lot of people are dumping refuse without thinking where is this refuse going on and its effects in our environment and in the climate change in general. Today we're together with Alhaji Usman Aliyu, an environmental scientist. He's going to explain what refuse dumping is and its effects in our climate change and also how hazardous it is to our environment.
The reason why they create or the government create the waste dump is if you generate waste from your house, next thing you will take it to near waste dump. Then this one, when it fills, and you know normally they used to erect,
it's very
big, and they used to erect with the concrete blocks.
Yes.
So a vehicle will now come and evacuate. But that one, there is no segregation. There's no way you can, unless we have sophisticated machines now, that if you put it, it will segregate. Just like fractional distillation of crude oil. When you apply heat, every part of this crude oil has its boiling point. when it reach, let's say, kerosene will go out. When it reach petrol boiling point, petrol will go out. And the last is the residue, what we call it a tap or coal tap that we used to do our roads with. So you see, it's the same with this waste. There is machines. If you collect the waste, put it will segregate. Polythene will go that way, and then metal will go that way. Biodegradable ones will go that way, and it will be easier for managing it. The biodegradable one will go to compost making.
So you're saying we need those machines?
Yeah, we need those. They are capital intensive, but if you mean business, it will still bring source of income to Maiduguri. And also, in addition to that, what I wanted to add is we have environmental laws. You know, I will be touching here and here. It's just part of mitigating indiscriminate disposal of waste. So, had it been our law is a strong law, it's not that we don't have environmental law. They are there, but they are weak laws. And some need to be addressed or need to be reviewed. Why? Because they doesn't rhyme with the present developmental life we have now. So there is a need to enforce some and to review some, because law is very, very, very important. That is why you see developed countries. Then the recycle is the major source of income. But we here in Maiduguri, we doesn't value it, or we doesn't know. You know, and sometimes people are ignorant about these things. Now, if you tell somebody that West can bring wealth, he will even slap you. Yes, how can you say West can?
There are a lot of rich people here in Maiduguri.
Yes.
They are supposed to invest in this.
Yes. If you go to Lagos, even Tinubu himself, he knows the value of this West. That is why he gave more emphasis on West. I think they are among the states that create these environmental protection agencies, followed by Borno and other places. So their role is to manage this waste and create an enabling, healthy environment for people to live. So in totality, you see, if you can manage your waste very well, you can make money out of it, you can reduce disease outbreak in your state or in your locality. And this thing has to start from home. We have to discipline ourselves. We have to learn our little children on how to dispose their waste. And another thing is because there is no value added to the waste. That is why you see people dispose it indiscriminately. But if there is value added to it, even this pure water, if you drink it, you will put it inside your bag because you know something is going to come out of it. So you see, and also what I want as we the professionals and the state government, we should come together, because all this thing is everyone's responsibility. You can't mitigate environmental problem alone, and government alone cannot do that. Because sometimes what we know, like professionals, what we know is not, the government cannot see. And sometimes what they know, we too cannot see. So there is a need of us to have a coalition or to come together, sit down and draw a blueprint on how to mitigate the autism. You know, sometimes if you are to bring sanity or if you are trying to mitigate something, definitely you have to match someone. Like now, you are rearing chickens or poultry within residential. If I say, Susu, remove this, go to industrial area or go to farming area, you will see like I'm wicked to you. But the truth is, you are not supposed to rear this animal within households. That's the truth. And if you go around the metropolis, Almost every. Sometimes you will see somebody with just 50 by 50 land he built, and he's rearing animals, of which is bad even for their health. And even this poultry, you know, there is this poultry diseases, they can transmit to human beings. So it's wrong. It's totally wrong. I think government has to do something about it. Again, let's come back to liquid waste. Okay. You know, I'm not a lecturer, but we can talk up to evening. Let's come back to liquid waste. This liquid waste, when they get contaminated, there is what we call infiltration. They will filter down and reach out to aquifer level. Handy enough, I'm a geologist also, not only environmentalist. So I know implication of this to groundwater. And also, let me chip in this again. And even you, if you go home, try and check. You will see someone will just, let's still take example of 50 by 100 or 50 by 50 area of land. The soakaway is there and the borehole is there. And the minimum distance you will give between waste facilities and borehole is 30 meters. So imagine you are not an architect, you are not an engineer. How can you establish this distance within 50 by 100, 50 by 50? And some people, even the land is big, they will still bring the soakaway close to the water facility. I'm not saying this is the causes of rampant kidney cases because I'm not a medical, but if you go down into research, you will see there's an attribute of that. Because most of this water we are drinking now, they are just surface water. They are not the real aquifer, because the real aquifer, more especially in Maiduguri, it comes out hot. And you know, at that level, there is no any microorganism that can exist. So you see the importance of sinking a low water level borehole. And now it's like a competition. You see everybody that build a house must drill a borehole and not minding the effect or impact of this. I'm bringing effect and impact for you because some they are just within short period of time, some it will take a longer period of time. That is why I'm bringing effect and impact, effect and impact. That's infiltration. When it infiltrates, it pollutes the underground water. And as a geologist also, there is migration. For example, I'm your neighbor, I have a ball, you have a ball. And you know, most of this aquifer level is just like a tube that everybody can tap. So if my house is polluted, over time your house will be polluted. Because the water moves. Because it's just in a tube. That's why we call aquifer or a trap. In petroleum, we call them trap, petroleum trap. And they goes in syncline, anticline, syncline, anticline, syncline, anticline. So you see the effect of this wastewater. Because there are pollutants, there are a lot of pollutants in the water that are harmful to human beings. And you know, we doesn't segregate our waste. So definitely this will affect this. There's an even tendency of mixing the liquid waste and solid waste. And it will be another problem to us. So it's better for us as a human being because we are the one controlling the environment. That is why the definition of environment, anything, anywhere you are living, but it's not beneficial to you, it's not the environment. But we go to a certain level, Instead of using the environment, we overuse the environment. That is why we see we always have a problem, and the problem mostly will fall back at us. Because even the animals you are seeing, we are the one that are rearing them. We are the one to eat them. We are the one the source of our income. So if they are not here and there, definitely it will affect us, because they serve as a food for us. They provide some source of minerals to us, like milk. You know, there are some minerals that is helpful. Even the meat, protein, etc., etc. So what I want to bring to our notice, we have to be conscious, very, very conscious. Not only house, conscious on our day-to-day activities, how we generate our waste, how we dispose them, because today we are talking on waste. So this waste is a problem, and you see the link with the climate change. And now we are experiencing climate change. Climate change is real. Climate change is real, and all these things form part of climate change or contribute to climate change. So let us come together, sit down, put our hands on deck, and draw a blueprint and roadmap in mitigating all these environmental problems, not only waste pollution. And that can be done, me and you, government. And also, in addition to that, there should be a massive campaign, because a lot of people, to be sincere with you, they are ignorant about all these things. Like now, I'm telling you, you can generate electricity from waste. So you see, so there is a need of public awareness campaign. The other time I told you, these are vital and very important things in mitigating environmental problem in totality. That's public awareness campaign, sensitization, and what you sensitize people, you have to implement it. So one of these, you have took the bull by a horn, or what they call it, a hand. So you have took a giant step in creating awareness, because this is, you are creating awareness, trying to extract information. A lot of people are now being educated on their day-to-day activities, or their socio-economic activities, or their anthropogenic activities. Together we can mitigate climate change and environmental problems.